between Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes is Tucker Carlson has like 20 years of media experience, and especially from like the professional side of media, and therefore knows what buttons to never touch. Like that's it. He has tremendous messaging discipline. Like Nick Fuentes, on the other hand, he's a memer. He's on the internet. He's more freewheeling. Okay. Well, here's Brett Cooper defending Nick Fuentes, I guess, which I didn't know she was like that.
You are so blinded by your ridiculous, insane hatred of Tucker Carlson that you cannot see how irresponsible and hypocritical you are being. I mean, these tweets from Ted Cruz, I'm going to read you next, are a great example of this. So just a month ago, he tweeted this. He said, "They don't kill you because you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi so they can kill you. Political violence is a left-wing phenomenon. Enough is enough. We need to shut it down." And then in response to Fuentes and Tucker this week, he tweeted this. "Trump's bombing of the Ayatollah's nuclear facilities made the little Nazi mad. Good." So now you're turning around and you're calling somebody that you don't like a Nazi. You're doing this out of blind rage because you're so angry that the conservative base's attitudes are rapidly...
That's not wrong, yeah.
I mean, yes, but also he is a Nazi. I think it's funny. I love that they're fighting. I don't give a shit. But like, he is literally like... I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's over at this point. It's over. It's
only
over.
like 5% more than them at this point.
That's exactly. Thank you. Hey, you've seen the two, like the Venn diagram, Ben Shapiro, Nick Fuentes Venn diagram, where it's like they agree on 99%, except Ben Shapiro is Jewish and Nick Fuentes hates Jews, and that's pretty much it. Like that is like you can't have like this endlessly expansive, unlimited reactionary movement and then fucking turn around and be like, well, there's one group of people we gotta be woke about, and it's the Jews, which is also historically the one group that the Nazis and right-wingers in general, reactionary movements historically, have blamed for everything. So like, what the fuck were you thinking?
I think it's more than possible to have like a generally like right-wing movement that isn't like Jews aren't there's no like animus against Jews, but I don't think it's possible to have one like built on racial animus and then to have not just like a carve out but like sort of like
special status,
state enforced like DEI for Jews. Yeah, no, you can't. Like that's impossible.
It's unironically impossible. I'm telling you, if the UAE, it's kind of funny to think, had like a similar level of like a pervasive propaganda vehicle that had a domestic foothold and had like all these advocacy groups that were constantly trying to punish people and cancel people, yell at them for saying something about like Dubai chocolate or whatever. Yeah. And you're like, that's anti-UAE. That's anti-Arab.
Anti-Emirati.
Yeah, that's anti-Emirati behavior. And they were like successfully banning people. A lot more Americans will be up in arms about Sudan.
Yeah.
Like 100%. They'd be like, immediately we have to put an end to this. Like they get away with it partially also because they just don't do what Israel has done. But that's also the same reason why they don't get the same level of money that Israel gets or the same level of protection that Israel gets. And at most, America turns a blind eye to your fuck behavior, right? Especially as long as you are pro-Israel.
What if you got kicked out of your university for using the term collegiate? Then it's a totally different environment.
Yeah, people will be like, no, I'm gonna like, which maybe they'll do because now you see Saudi Arabia kind of pivoting to the woke side of things a little bit. Well, can you imagine? Like
that's interesting because Saudi Arabia, they're getting more woke.
Yeah.
But the UAE, they've decided to like throw their lot in. Of course, Emiratis would go, you know what has legs? This thing where you're really right wing, except for like Jews.
Yeah.
They're like, that has the best future out of any of this.
Yeah.
Every time now, like
I love seeing like Emirati accounts that just like they post like the son of Hamas guy.
Yeah, no.
Like they're one step removed from being like the Arab is lower than cattle.
I think
Muslims are worse than dogs, actually.
Yeah.
And the highest priority is for Jewish people in the region. We love that.
I think that like Indians like get a bad rep because like, yeah, there are some like BJP. I mean, there are a lot of people in BJP and a lot of people in BJP who like support Israel specifically for like anti-Islam reasons.
Yeah.
But like by and large, like it's not like every fucking Indian or every Hindu for that matter is like a fervent Zionist.
Yeah. UAE's the strongest advocates.
Yeah, like every time I see an Emirati flag now, it's followed by like one of the worst things I'll read about Palestinians that day. Like there's psychotic stuff coming out of that fucking country.
Yeah.
Changing that Nick Fuentes is getting national attention, and so you have turned around and in response, you are compromising your own values, a dangerous precedent to set. And unfortunately for you guys, yes, the attitudes are changing. So again, it makes sense why this group is incredibly frantic.
I mean, yeah, no, it does feel like the independent wing is just seeing the wave of anti-Israel sentiment, and especially on the right, it manifests as like very clearly in an anti-Semitic fashion, because it's virtually impossible after fucking however many decades of just being like, everything that is being done here is being done for the Jews. We're doing it for the Jews. We're killing all the Palestinians for the Jews. It's Judaism. And if you speak out against it, you're anti-Semitic. Americans are not going to think in a more complicated manner than what they've been bludgeoned in the head with.
And it's the perfect thing for them, because like that totally exonerates America.
Dude, that's what I'm so fucking annoyed. Thank you. Exactly. That's what makes me so mad. It's like, oh yeah, our politicians actually would never do wholesale slaughter of Muslims in the region if it wasn't for the Jews that are hypnotizing them or engaging in blackmail, which by the way still means your favorite politician, Christian politician, is a pedophile. Okay?
Yeah.
Like what do you mean?
Yeah, no, I mean those texts, the Kirk text about like the $2 billion in Tucker, that was not a guy who was like, his heart was moved by images he was seeing.
Yeah, no, he's he's a piece of shit.
That was, I mean, just in 2023, at the end of 2023, when he made that fucking joke about, oh, well, they'd say they get thrown off of buildings, but now all the buildings are gone.
Yeah.
His stated goal, his political reason to be was to attract young people to the party. And this one thing was making it harder than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think those texts are so funny because it's like, yeah, this was such a principled guy.
Yeah.
They're not going to give me $2 million? Oh my, fuck that. Like, if it's between like $2 million and like something you believe in, okay, well, it's cool to have $2 million, but it shouldn't be, if you really believe in it, shouldn't be that hard of a choice for you.
Yeah, that, but also, like, yeah, fucking the envoys of Israel are unimaginably arrogant and unimaginably entitled. And how many fucking like insider articles that we read or books that we read about like Bill Clinton being like, who's the fucking superpower here? And then doing literally the bidding of Israel regardless. Lying on behalf of Israel throughout the negotiations process and totally fucking destroying the so-called peace process in its entirety at the behest of Israel. But yeah, they hated the Israeli envoys. They hated Benjamin Netanyahu, but that doesn't change anything. So Charlie Kirk experiencing that exact same emotion was not going to change his public persona or his public positioning on Israel even one bit. And the only reason why he was trying to even find a middle of the road approach here was because he wants everyone to be pro-Israel. He's number one, first and foremost, or not pro-Israel, sorry. He wants everyone to be pro-Trump. And first and foremost, he's loyal to Trump. And Trump is the biggest dick rider of Israel. So how the fuck do you come out and speak out against Trump? That was never going to happen.
Right.
Like if Trump turned around and was like, fuck Israel, actually, Miriam, thank you for the $250 million. I'm done with this shit. Then yeah, the next day they would be like, yeah, let's put Jews in concentration camps, and everyone would be fine with it. Like all the Republicans would be down with it. But as long as Trump is dick riding Israel, Charlie Kirk was never going to turn around and fucking speak out against it.
Kirk would dip his toes and stuff.
Yeah.
He would like entertain like, you know, some of the stranger things that surrounded October 7th. But at the end of the day, you don't you don't go from haha, all the buildings in Gaza are gone to whatever he was hinting at instantaneously, and because out of the goodness of your heart.
Yeah. No, he was. Yeah. The only reason why he was even trying to triangulate is because he wanted to manage the audience. He was trying to do a coalition building without compromising too much on the pro-Israel position that the Trump administration was engaging in. One of the like, I think it was Dinesh D'Souza actually that came out with this take, and I agree with it completely, where it was like the Republican Jewish Coalition or whatever, the thing that happened this past weekend. And Dinesh D'Souza retweeted it and was like, a lot of these guys are actually shitting on Trump. Like, everything that you say about Israel, you are saying about Trump. Everything that you say about rhinos, you are technically saying about Trump, because he's just as pro-Israel as everybody else is, if not more pro-Israel. They just don't want to say it to Trump. And it's true.
That's always the weirdest thing about, like, the Ian Carrolls.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to straddle that line. I mean, you can straddle that line because there are, like, enough people who want to hold these two totally contradictory things in their head. Which, like you said, okay, if Trump is being blackmailed, then what the fuck did he do?
He was a pedophile, but a white hat pedophile. You don't understand.
God.
That's what he was doing.
Mike Johnson said that once.
That was so awesome.
And then it never came up again.
That was so awesome that he just dropped that bomb. Like, something that we joked about for years, like turning into a real defense line,
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the anti-Israel, anti-Jewish invective on the right is disguised attack on Trump. By the way, Dinesh D'Souza is getting woke because he's sick and tired of the anti-Indian sentiment on the right. Did you see all this stuff?
No, yeah, I mean...
He's like, how did this happen to the party?
Yeah. It is like, yeah. Like, how did the most predictable thing in the world happen?
But it was happening. It was happening to the party while he was still in the party, and he still is. But, like, it's not like this is new. I guess it's gotten worse on Twitter, the anti-Indian hate specifically.
Right.
But
well, I mean, I think with, like, guys like Dinesh specifically, you do have to keep in mind that they are all, like, 65. To him, like, 2004 was like yesterday. 2012 for that matter.
Here's a lot of the anti-Israel, anti-Jewish invective on the right is a disguised attack on Trump. Trump is the one who blew up the Iran nukes. Trump backed Netanyahu and as Israel crippled Hamas. Trump is redrawing the map of the Middle East, but they're afraid to go against Trump, which is true. He's being honest.
I think he's kind of, yeah.
Oh yeah, r/Democrats banned mentions of Mamdani. Did you see that? It's so awesome. r/Democrats, respect. Keep defending the party like that. I agree. Finally. There are some deep fissures on the right about Zionism, says G here. There have been for a long time since 1967. They were papered over in the interest of coalition unity. But under the pressures of the current conflict, these fissures are reemerging. The long quoted passage here is useful to understand some of the sources of right-wing anti-Zionism, which is very distinct from left-wing anti-Zionism.
Dick Durbin in Illinois, the guy he beat for him to become a senator was one of the last anti-Israel Republicans. Not even anti-Israel, like just, skeptical of lobby claims. I mean, I think he would get called anti-Israel now and then, but no, they're.
Oh, there's a generational divide? No way. No way. Every Republican under the age of 35 is a young Hitlerian? That's so shocking. They're not even, they've moved beyond Hitler too. They're so nerdy about their Nazism that they had to find like esoteric shit,
What?
Which I guess the Nazis were also into, but.
Yeah. Who's the coolest figure to be into then? Like Celine?
Well, there's the Japanese fascist, the gay one that everybody loves.
Oh, Mishima.
Yeah.
No, I think that's it. It's always going to be like someone who's a cultural figure.
Yeah.
And not like Celine.
Franco's so novelist. Funny. They're like
Franco is hilarious. Franco wasn't supposed to be the guy.
Yeah. But why not Mussolini? You think it's because they think he's too woke? Like,
I mean, he did kind of like lose control of like most of his content,
Yeah.
you know? I don't know. And he looks kind of ridiculous, you know? No, among younger people, it's cultural figures. Celine, Ezra Pound, etc., etc. But, I mean, the aspect of Nazism where you're always going to the North Pole to find Santa.
Yeah, they
That will
love
never die.
They love Evola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Franco, so the guy that was supposed to be in charge of the Phalangists, he was flying from exile back into Spain right as the Civil War was beginning. And this was like, you know, airplanes had only been around so long. And they were like, hey, General, you might not pack in so many outfits because we don't know how... We might be going over this plane's weight limit. And he was like, fuck you, I need all my outfits. And the plane crashed, he dies. And so then they put Franco in there. This guy who was like never supposed to be the number one.
Those are the best guys. Harris staff meeting exposed something of a generational divide within Heritage, as one staffer who claimed to represent the perspective of the foundation's younger employees said that she did not have a problem with Robert's initial defense of Carlson and wanted to make sure that the views of her generation, who she said were generally more critical of Israel, would still be welcome at Heritage. Eliana's right, and the Q&A is a very much worth the listen. Here's a snippet of some of the remarks from the young female staffer. I condemn Nick Fuentes' hateful rhetoric. That being said, I would like to point out that some of the most vocal people against Tucker Carlson have been calling him an anti-Semite since he started to hold more anti-interventionist views. Yeah, the only difference between Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes is Tucker Carlson has like 20 years of media experience, and especially from like the professional side of media, and therefore knows what buttons to never touch. Like, that's it. He has tremendous messaging discipline. Like, Nick Fuentes, on the other hand, he's a memer. He's on the internet. He's more freewheeling. You know what I mean? He doesn't give a shit, and he can't stop himself from...
And Tucker started as a neocon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
That was
true.
like the first half of his career.
Yeah. I mean, there's the video of him. I watched a video of him shitting on Pat Buchanan.
Yeah.
Literally using the same exact rhetoric that they're using against Tucker Carlson now. Like,
Yeah. No.
actually, you know what? Does anyone have that old Tucker Carlson video? It's a really good one. I want to show you guys. For those of you who don't know, Pat Buchanan is basically, I guess, like, if you're a right winger, you feel like he's the most vindicated man, you know?
He is like, they talk about him like how I talk about like Corbyn.
Yeah.
I'll always talk about Corbyn.
Yeah. Both vicious anti-Semites, of course. That's why Felix likes Corbyn.
Pat Buchanan, he had a show with Donahue on MSNBC where it was supposed to be like a Hannity and Combs knockoff because Donahue was a big liberal, but they canceled the show because both him and Donahue were against the Iraq War.
Yeah, Sam Cedar told me he would go on Pat Buchanan's show because it was the only show where that he could say something anti-Israel, and Pat Buchanan would just have him on because he's like, yeah, that was the only time where I could say anything remotely anti-Israel on television at the time.
I remember that. I remember like the late Bush administration paleocon renaissance.
Look.
The sad thing about Pat Buchanan, as far as I'm concerned, and just to restate, I mean, Pat does raise issues that I think are important. I mean, I think that, the sovereignty of the American...
He's doing Brylan Holland, by the way.
He is so Brylan.
He is so Brylan here. Like, oh, you can criticize Israel's, lobby if you would like to.
I actually think these issues are important.
Yeah. Yeah,
military,
but don't do it too much. Otherwise, it might be anti-Semitic.
Oh my God, yeah, he is.
But unfortunately,
I mean, he's the reason that we associate both sides
discredited. And when attacked, he can always fall back on the line. Well, the tiny cabal that controls American politics doesn't like me because I speak truth to power. This is actually, incidentally, almost verbatim what he said the other day. That I offend the plutocracy, that I'm a wanted man by the inside the Beltway people, and in every sense cast himself as a victim who is sort of a Karen Silkwood of politics, someone who's so truthful that he's being hunted down by the conspiracy that runs Washington. I mean, it's all a bit much. Maybe Pat Buchanan just says things that are kind of kooky, and that's why he's being criticized. It's perfectly valid to question America's relationship with Israel. Israel has a lobby. It's perfectly fair, as far as I'm concerned, to beat up on Israel's lobby. But I don't think that's the reason that Buchanan is being labeled an anti-Semite. It's this kind of, as I've said, this relentless this relentless bringing up topics related to Judaism. I mean, famously, Pat, always beats up on Goldman Sachs, but never Morgan Stanley. I mean, it's really hard to. There is no point at which Pat Buchanan has held a press conference and said, I really don't like the Jews. I think they're a sinister force in America. But I think, and it took me years to come to this.
I love that.
To this position. I mean, I'm not throwing the term anti-Semite around, but you
I
reach a
wonder
point
what,
when you say, well, gee, here's a guy
inspired
who
him to
is going out of it.
Go from like to like who's jacking off to this, like the more traditional TV guy.
What's going on?
Did someone jack me off? Why was I jacking
Wait,
off?
Kevin Roberts hit a third statement? No. Oh my God, bro.
Keep digging, dig up, stupid.
The boss call after boss call, man.
Oh my God.
Kevin, God damn.
His way to defend Demjanjuk and other accused Nazi war criminals who's constantly attacked Israel, who's attacked American Jews for supporting Israel unduly, who's implied that American wars in which non-Jews die. There really is, and again, I'm not hysterical on this subject, but I do believe that there is a pattern with Pat Buchanan of needling the Jews. Is that anti-Semitic? Yeah. I mean, after a while, you conclude it is, in some sense, anti-Semitic. I mean, Pat Buchanan obviously has a lot of personal and affectionate relationships with people who are Jewish. So on a personal level, perhaps he's not, but on a different, maybe thematic level, I think he probably is. I think that people should be allowed to have differing views on immigration. I think people should be allowed to point out the fact that there is an Israeli lobby, and yes, it's powerful, and debate the merits of that, I guess. I don't think there's strictly speaking anything wrong with that.
I guess.
But
Come on. You have some conversations, but not too much. Not too much.
God,
I think
the Weekly Standard was
Buchanan is part of the reason it's so hard to have
that
that
was where
conversation,
Fred
because he
Barnes
discredits
worked.
it by his.
It was like the epicenter of like shithead neoconservatism. It's really amazing how much like Tucker skated away from that. But I guess no one really Trump was a big fucking Iraq war booster. I don't think you could ideologically call Trump a neocon just because it's too ideologically like defined for him. But Tucker absolutely was.
Yeah.
Until
bombing
sort of recently.
Bombing Iraq back into rubble. They're primitive. They're apes. All that stuff. I mean, he went along with he did a little ride along with the military down there.
Oh yeah, that famous article where it's like him and Al Sharpton.
Yeah.
By his presence, because he gives people who watch him carefully the sense that he has another agenda that has to do with personal dislike, and that he believes in conspiracies, and that he believes that the Jews are this sinister, secretly organized force trying to affect American politics. And those aren't discussions I think normal people, sober people should be having, because I think
unless it's me 20 years later and I'm saying the exact same thing that I was criticizing back then.
What a trajectory. I mean, the popular knowledge or the conventional knowledge is now, right, that like the Tucker Today was created when like Jon Stewart went on that show and like shit on him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes about as much sense as anything. Where is he now if that never happens though? Because I tend to think that Tucker,
You think that saved his career?
maybe, but I also think that like a guy like that is just such a like gamer. They're so ready to like rebrand and just toss it all aside. I think he probably would have done it anyway or gone for it anyway.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Kevin Roberts, who heads up the Heritage Foundation and Heritage Action, has now released his third public statement on his disastrous video last week. The most recent statement is going to continue to dissatisfy many of the people who criticized him for his first video, and it's also going to firmly turn Nick Fuentes and his supporters against him. This whole saga has been a major unforced error. Is such a funny thing for Yashar Ali to say, by the way. Like he's making it seem like, you shouldn't have said anything. You should just kept the coalition going. Like Yashar Ali, big defender of keeping the right-wing coalition between Nazis intact. I know that's not what he's trying to say, but this is what it comes across as. Oh God, I love watching right-wing infighting though. It's awesome.
Both as president of the Heritage Foundation and also as an American who understands the urgency of this moment. Leadership requires owning the moments where we fall short, then using them to reset, refocus, and recommit. I talked about this today, as you may have seen, during our Heritage All-Staff Town Hall. I'm so grateful for my amazing colleagues. My use of the phrase venomous coalition was a terrible choice of words.
I'm hungry.
It caused justified concern, especially among friends and allies who know how seriously Heritage has fought and continues to fight against the rise of anti-Semitism.
So what?
Everyone has the responsibility
there's just a
to
certain
speak
level of
up
wetness.
against the scourge of anti-Semitism, no matter the messenger. Heritage and I
It is so like
will do
this
so,
is not what
even
the
when
head
my
of the
friend
Heritage
Tucker
Foundation
Carlson
should look like.
is
I'm
challenged.
sorry.
My
I think he looks awesome.
Dude, he looks like a de-testosterone version of that you know that car salesman guy that comes in and like yells at guys who sell cars?
Yes.
Like that's
Who's like, yeah, I fuck my wife all the time. You have to be skinny.
yeah.
If you're not svelte, get the fuck out of my car lot.
You only have to spend 3 minutes a day with your kids. Like, this is not an inspiring looking. Like, this looks like a personal injury attorney. The head of the Heritage Foundation should be like classic evil looking guy. This is a more modern, not even evil, just amoral looking.
He looks boring.
He looks low rent.
Heritage colleagues know, as do you, the work ahead is too important. Our conservative movement must be willing to wrestle with hard conversations, not avoid them. Last night's election results demonstrate this. The need of this moment is clear.
That's so funny because it's like not a single Democrat cast a single ballot because the Republicans are too Nazi aligned, okay? That's not even remotely the conversation.
I mean, they might as well just be like, okay, we hear you. More air traffic fatalities. Like, that's basic.
Yeah. Literally everything is falling apart, and these guys are like, "Oh, I don't know. What do we do? Should we just keep this one gay Mexican white supremacist guy and his army of autists on our side? They're in our replies too hard. Oh, it's awesome. Oh, it's funny."
Articulate a bold, positive vision that convinces Americans that conservative policies will revitalize the American dream. The left isn't slowing down. If we want to win, truly win, we must grow stronger in every way. Here is what we are focused on moving forward. Standing for strong families, because no society...
Abolishing air traffic control.
I love standing for strong families too, because it's like that's almost like
No, I want to
child of a middle class family.
Yeah.
Like, what about the weak families?
Yeah, no.
Fuck them.
No, this is their small. I'm a small business.
Yeah, no, they're Kamala mode right
Yeah,
now.
this is so fucking awesome. I love standing for strong
He
families.
survives without them. Advocating for the dignity of work and free enterprise, because it's how people build meaning and sustain freedom. Defending national sovereignty, because a country that doesn't protect itself isn't a country. And restoring citizenship as a sacred trust, rooted in virtue, liberty, and faith. It's not just policy, it's purpose. So to each of you working the long hours, holding the line, doing the unglamorous tasks that keep this mission moving, I see you. I'm grateful. And I want you to know we're in this together. Movements like ours are not weakened by adversity. We are sharpened by it. Let's take what we've learned. Let's recommit. And by all means, let's go win.
Bro, he said nothing. What? So do they want groypers or not? Did I miss the beginning? He didn't say shit.
Today, as you may have seen, during our Heritage All-Staff Town Hall. I'm so grateful for my amazing colleagues. My use of the phrase venomous coalition was a terrible choice of words.
Oh!
It caused justified concern, especially among friends and allies who know how seriously heritage...
Wait, he's bowing down. Oh, he's saying like, my bad. I'm sorry for saying it's venomous coalition, actually. We love the groypers.
...has fought and continues to fight against the rise of anti-Semitism. Everyone has the responsibility to speak up against the scourge of anti-Semitism, no matter the messenger. Heritage and I will do so, even when my friend Tucker Carlson needs challenging. My Heritage colleagues know, as do you, the work ahead is too important. Our conservative movement must be willing to...
Wait, he's saying sorry for saying the Groypers are venomous, but then he's also saying we're going to keep fighting anti-Semitism. So what is it? Color grading on this video is fantastic, though. That's wrong. He's saying he's sorry for calling those accusing Tucker of anti-Semitism a venomous. Oh, that's what he did? Oh, he didn't call the Groypers venomous. He called the people calling Tucker Carlson an anti-Semite venomous. And that's who he was apologizing for. Okay. Where did Felix go? The bathroom. Yeah, I mean, I think at this stage it's still, if Israel loses the right, they're over. I don't think they're losing the right anytime soon. Because who do they have? The Democrats are already too weak, and the base of the Democrats are insanely anti-Israel, right? If chatters send me one more libs of TikTok post claiming Zoran is a Nazi, I'm gonna fucking nuke myself out of orbit. Okay? Please stop. I don't give a fuck. Libs of TikTok is a Nazi. I don't care about her being like, oh look, Zoran is a Nazi. He's doing the same salute that Elon did. Like, and then you look at the actual thing, the actual video, and it's not the same at all. It's just a dude waving. Oh, that's so funny. Like, they really got him.
She really fell off.
Yeah. It's because, I mean, low-key, it is because, like, she's also Jewish, and everyone on the independent side is, like, constantly demanding more. And when you demand more and more and more, eventually the demands turn into, give us something anti-Semitic.
I mean, also, like, she's Chabad.
Yeah.
Which is, like...
She might as well give up at this point. Come on.
Like,
She's Chabad and fucking 36 and single.
I think the beginning of the end for her was when she posted, like, those Navy guys who were, like, wearing dresses. It was like, let's get them fired. Because it really, she like, did... It's like, you don't know what's going on, lady.
Yeah. All right. But mother is being attacked by Matt Walsh. Oh. This is the enemy, wretched, evil parasite, motivated by resentment and hatred, openly plotting to erase our culture and identity. Shut the fuck up.
Wretched, like, parasite? Like, what the
Yeah, because Jennifer Wells said,
Jennifer
Americans have no
Welch?
culture except for multiculturalism. Crusty white people need to learn how to embrace it. She's literally whiter than Matt Walsh. Like, what are you talking about? This is strong wasp stock. Matt Walsh. People that look like Jennifer Welch would kill you when the nation was being founded for your disgusting, backwards Catholic ways. Okay?
Jennifer Welch, that is a Mayflower person.
Yeah. She is, look. That is a wasp to the bone. Okay?
I mean, that is something, I think Ed Germana might have been the first to point this out. How, like, this stupid term, like, Heritage American, which I've seen...
Legacy American.
Or Legacy American.
Tucker invented that, I think.
I've seen it, like, more loosely defined as, like, people whose, like, your grandfathers fought in World War II.
Yeah.
Which, okay, but...
I'm cooked.
If you're going super hardcore, and it's, like, anyone after, like, 1830, like, fuck you. All those Mayflower people, all those pre-1830 people, they're super lived up.
Yeah.
Anyone who, like, they can trace back their ancestors who fought in the American Revolution, they are, like, they are J. Jones voters. They're rocking with J. Jones.
Yeah. And I do feel like, I mean, didn't they also despise Catholics as well? Like, wasn't there like a holdover resentment towards Catholics early on? Not to the same degree as like it was in Europe, of course, but
among a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Matt Walsh. Islam was more accepted. Fuck you. Yeah,
it really was like that.
We are building a